Namaste, witchlings. It's a day. It's a day. It's Wednesday. It's a day. Oi, ow, Frogger. Moop. It's a day. All right, so, ow. I'm just hurting myself all over the place today. Can I go back to bed and start all over again? I think I'm going to try that. Not really, but hey, I can do it, right? So, here we go. I gotta fix that because it cuts off abruptly. That is on my agenda for the next couple of days. Oh my good goddess. Okay, I have liquid cards. It's just crazy hectic. I love my life, but there are days when I just wish it would slow the fuck down for 5 minutes. And then, I'm doing my usual thing of cycling through the pages to say, hey, we're going live. And I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I've been a huge Star Wars fan since I was a little kid. And so, of course, a post about Star Wars is gonna catch my attention. I saw a post saying, so, why is the pre woke Disney Star Wars so much better than the woke Disney Star Wars? And I'm like, okay, I gotta see this. And basically, the gist of the article was the only reason the anti woke crowd doesn't hate the original Star Wars is because nobody's told them to hate it yet. Because, come on, here you've got Leia, the ultimate girl boss, who, when Han and Luke come to rescue her, she takes over her rescue because basically the only thing she couldn't do is get herself out of the cell. And once they get her ass out of the cell, she literally takes the gun from them and takes over the rescue. And she calls them idiots because, well, they were. And then she proceeds to insult Han. I mean, come on, she calls him a nerf herder. Any kid of the 80s knows that particular insult because it became the insult. And she's a badass bitch. She is the original girl boss. So, the only reason that these anti woke crowd people aren't up in arms about the original trilogy is nobody's told them to be. Because, come on. Okay, hold on. I gotta read the other details. Jabba the Hutt, obviously. Let's see. Jabba the Hutt, who is an obvious representation of them, is a giant, disgusting slug who is murdered, literally, by the lady he is sexually harassing. The obvious references to the Vietnam War, the Ewoks taking out the Empire, teddy bears taking down the Empire. Everything about Lando Calrissian. I mean, the politics of the original trilogy, that they were these pity people were just literally too young to comprehend, that are in there. And because they have been, bathed in this trilogy since they were too young and it was going over their heads, it still goes over their heads. I mean, just like the people who are screaming and howling over the new X-Men cartoon, which I have still not seen, being too woke. Magneto was literally a prisoner at the fucking concentration camps in World War II. The whole premise of the X-Men is fucking wokeness. But people are saying that it all of a sudden became woke. It's been woke since the day it was created. But you people were just too young to see the subtext to it. It's always been there. You just didn't know it at the time. I love it. I really do, because it's fucking hilarious. But that's just me. Because, unlike some people, I'm on the right side of history most of the time. Most of the time. I cannot say all of the time, seeing as how, I am a military veteran. I did make some stupid mistakes in my early adulthood. I mean, come on, I was raised by Republicans who worshipped at the altar of Ronald Reagan. So I will not claim to have been perfect, but Maya Angelou said, when we know better, we do better. I know better now, so therefore I am trying to do better. Sometimes it's hard. No, actually, I take that back. The only reason it's hard is because other people try to make it hard. You know, um, because in general, it's not usually that hard to do the right thing of treating other people like they're human beings, respecting them, allowing them to live their lives in peace and harmony the same way I want. And just, not trying to force my religion and my beliefs down someone else's throat and forcing someone else to live by my religion and my beliefs. I mean, it's the same concept of I'm on a diet so you can't eat chocolate. I mean, I'm diabetic so you can't have sugar. Does this logic track? I'm a conservative Christian, so you can't do that. What do your beliefs have to do with me and my body and, my life? Your God, your religion, your Bible says that you cannot do these things. But we also live in a country that is founded on the basis of freedom of and their freedom from religion. So, and it is also baked into our Constitution that the government cannot establish a state religion, i.e., religion cannot be forced upon the people of this country. So, if I decide I don't want to be religious at all, don't have to be. Which means, when you get down to it, these politicians who are, creating laws based on their religious beliefs are in actuality violating the Constitution. Which leads me to my next point, the fascist Cheeto, and the fact that he is selling Bibles, which A is hilarious to start with, but he is including in these Bibles, which is the best part, various documents, government documents, like the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. So, I am just waiting for his followers who have bought these Bibles to actually, sit down and read them. Because, A, if they sit down and read these Bibles, not only are they going to realize that their hero is not the hero that they think he is, because he's doing things that go against the Bible. I mean, thou shalt not commit adultery being one of them. Stormy Daniels, he very openly cheated on Ivana. I mean, I um I'm trying to remember if he slept with Stormy Daniels after Ivana had Ivanka, or if he slept with Stormy Daniels after Melania had Baron. But at any rate, he was married when he slept with Stormy Daniels. Thou shalt not commit adultery. He's an adulterer. Mm. Um, it also says in the Bible, and I've seen this multiple places recently, because of the school dress codes. You know, girls have to stay covered up because it's a distraction to boys. If you can't keep yourself from looking lustfully, then pluck your eyeballs out. I love that one. So, you got that. And if his followers actually read the Constitution that he's including in this Bible, they're going to notice all the unconstitutional shit he's done. So, he done shot himself in the foot. But we all know they're going to buy the Bibles and not bother to read them anyway, so, who cares? People are stupid. Moving on. Shall we get started? Haha, nope. Trying to figure out which direction to hold the card so I flip them right. I'm having a day. So, our first card. Might help if I grab my notes. Where is my brain? Apparently not in my head. Here we go. First card today. We have the Seven of Pentacles. Watering the flowers. It is time for a much needed break. Step away from whatever project you've been nurturing and take some time to relax. Maybe everything is going perfectly and you can see the rewards on the horizon. Or maybe you're stuck and unsure of what to do next. Either way, some time away will give you a fresh new perspective when you come back. This is a good thing. Next, we have the Four of Pentacles. You've been busy with your balancing act, tightly clutching all your money and material things close in order to help you feel safe and stable. It's been working for a while, but somehow you still can't relax. You might need to give up a little control because all this stress about money is not making you happy. Big surprise. And finally, oh wow, God, I love the artwork on these cards. Finally, we have the Queen of Swords. The Queen has unflinching perception and can cut to the truth of the matter in mere seconds. She can be blunt, brutally honest, and very forward. But just because she's truthful doesn't mean she's lacking in compassion and humor. She's still understanding because she can truly see the entire situation for what it is. If you are the Queen, it's time to set your emotions aside and try to view things intelligently, with clarity and honesty. Sorry, I just. One of these days, I will actually finish proofreading my notes completely. I use voice to text when I do my notes, as I have said numerous times. And apparently, today's voice to text did not like the word pentacles for the first card and called it the Seven of Tentacles. And I missed it. 3 different times when I looked at it. I'm having a day. I know it's Wednesday, but it sure feels like Monday. So, going with the fact that it's time for a break. Yeah, there are regrets. I'm betting that's why it's time for a much needed break. Oh, it's time to relax. And then you've been busy with your balancing act, clutching your material possessions, freaking the fuck out, and you're not able to relax. Well, someone's unhappy. Gee, big surprise. So take a step back, give up some control. Maybe you'll be able to relax and stop being so unhappy. And then, with the queen, who is blunt, brutally honest, and forward, I'm betting there have been some triggers there in the way that you have been approached about these subjects. So, if you've been triggered, take the time to, breathe through it, relax, talk to someone. But also, remember, you are responsible for your triggers, not everyone around you. So, yes, you can let someone know, hey, this is a trigger for me, so please tread gently, but do not expect them to always avoid the trigger. We are responsible for, healing our trauma, not expecting everyone around us to avoid our traumas. I know I'm guilty of that, I'll be honest. And then, oh, damn it, I do this every day. I pull up the freaking rune, and I know the damn thing is inverted today, but I forgot to look at which direction that means it goes. Okay, today's rune is Paradith, and it's inverted, which means it aims to the right. And I flipped it over. Is that aim the correct direction? I think it is. To me, I think of it as the open staple. It helps me remember which one it is. So we have Paradith. The divinity is Frigg. The letter is P. The symbol is the dice cup, which, if we hold it that way, I can kind of see. Element is water. Tree is the aspen and the European beech. The plant is monkshood. Stone is onyx and amethyst. Color is dark blue, which is interesting. Normally, the color corresponds with at least one of the stones. And the animal is the cornel, I think is how it's pronounced, a supposed bird to announce the fate, which is kind of cool. And so, inverted Paradith. Do not expect much. Paradith wants you to call on all your scattered energies and concentrate on your own life at this time. It also warns against dwelling too much in the past or the future. By doing so, you are robbing yourself of the present. Remember to persevere. In doing so, you strengthen your character and your inner self. So basically, it's saying to practice mindfulness. I can do this. Good grief. This rune suggests disappointments because too much has been expected. Favors done for others will either not be appreciated or not returned, and things will be going on behind your back, which could cause unnecessary worry. Big surprise there, that's kind of a typical thing. In relationships, inverted paradise can signify a secret that is being kept by one of the partners, the disclosure of which can lead to some negative consequences. Another meaning, though, is related to disagreements between the partners, but no worries, all misunderstandings will most likely be successfully resolved. Most likely. Notice it doesn't say definitely, just most likely. So I'm thinking 95% chance here. In work, inverted paradise indicates obstacles, the cause of which we don't yet understand. A typical situation, oh God. Typical situation is a programmer's job. Everything seems to be in order in the code, no errors are observed, but the program doesn't work. Oh, my God, I know that feeling. Among other things, this rune advises you to be extremely careful with monetary transactions. Accordingly, businessmen are at higher risk, realtors engaged in real estate transactions, etc. So, our key takeaways on this one: addiction. Where the hell does it mention addiction in any of this? Really? That came out of nowhere. Okay. Stagnation, loneliness, and malaise, unseen disadvantages, fraud, loss, misfortune, and a need for discretion, which is cool too. Discretion is the better part of valor. Today's goddess. Today's goddess. I like today's goddess. We have touched on her, I think, one other time before. Today's goddess is Yamoja. Go. Her thing is release. Again, I need to start proofreading a little better. She is Yoruban. Her mythology. Also known as Mama Wata, Mother of the Water, in the African diaspora, where her legend has spread, Yamoja is a Yoruba Orisha, a divine spirit, who gave birth to life on earth. Thus, she is goddess of the living waters, meaning oceans, and mother of 14 Orishas. While mostly known for being even tempered, when angered, Yamoja can be violent and relentless, much like a storm in the ocean. And I have a John Denver song in my head. I want to say, is it Calypso? I don't know. It's one of John Denver's songs. Since she oversees all life in the water, she is often represented as a mermaid, and cowrie shells are used to represent her vast wealth. Yamoja is also a protector of mothers and children, and women pray to her to cure their infertility. The crescent moon and all matters of the feminine are under her domain. Call on Yamoja when you want to surrender your weary thoughts and allow her to carry your worries away. Connect with her at the ocean and with offering of white roses. Interesting. Normally, okay, so y'all know that I have the book in the Kindle and the little booklet that came with the deck. Normally, the little blurbs in both of them are not quite so identical. So that's why I'm looking funny. They are nearly identical today. Surrender your weary thoughts to Yamoja, and she will carry them away for you. Connect with the loving spirit she is washing over you right now, and feel nurtured when you release what isn't working for you. That's why I was pausing. I'm like, they aren't normally quite so similar. I mean, no, swear to God, it was the exact same words, and I'm going, did I do something wrong here? Today's, oh, excuse me, Namaste. We are traveling to our peaceful place. You don't have to jump on an airplane to experience that place of personal power and tranquility that leaves you feeling rejuvenated. Instead of a physical vacation, travel to your favorite place, often using visualization. Close your eyes and relax your body. Imagine a place you feel connected to that gives you a sense of peace and or power. Often, this is a place in nature that you have enjoyed and may know quite well. It may also be a place you have never physically been, but you would like to go. Rest here for a while and pay attention to each sense. Is the wind blowing your hair? Do you smell sweet grass or the soft, damp earth? What do you see? And pay attention to these details. And as you continue to practice this, your place may become more and more vivid. Traveling to your peaceful place can help you to relax your mind and your body. We all know where mine is. I love this. Oh, I still haven't read the book, so I can't share the poems yet. But this is my peaceful place. I love the fact that I can just show you guys a picture now. I love that place. I have a strange thing for waterfalls. It's just, I don't know. I'm a water baby. I have always loved being near water. But waterfalls, just, they call to me. I don't know. I'm weird. It's a me thing. Ow, ow. My ear itches. And I recently changed out the Doth jewelry. So I'm, yeah, adjusting to it being there. Today's self compassion. And today's self compassion goes along with an activity in my Finch app. What old story do you tell about yourself that's stuck on repeat? I have one. I have one that definitely repeats in my head. Can you take a moment and write down the more compassionate version? Yes, I can now. In Finch, it's, let me grab it so I can, make sure I'm getting it right. Because we all know how I am about being accurate. I try very hard. Oh goodness, excuse me. I swear I'm awake today. I just, yeah. Where do I find puppy boy? Hello, puppy boy. One of these days I will be slightly more prepared. Just slightly. I doubt it. I know that I have recently. I know it's one of my weekly things, and I know I just did it. As I remember. Reflect on a negative thought I say to myself and why is the one I was thinking of here. I have a bunch of them, and I know where most of them come from. We're not going to get into that. But that goes along with what old story do I tell about myself that's stuck on repeat. Um, the old story I tell about myself is this week's thought. I'm a fuck up and a failure. I'm not. I'm really not. And the reason I have thought that about myself, and that has been my narrative of myself for years, is because someone close to me told me that constantly. And now that they are no longer in my life, I haven't failed at much since then. Gee, I wonder why. That realization was just mind blowing. I literally, in the lead up to the culmination of my yoga teacher training, I was literally asleep and laying on his back. I was waiting to see how I was going to sabotage myself and fail and ruin it all. And when it didn't happen, the realization was that it didn't happen because that person wasn't here telling me I was going to do it. It was great. So, Mr. Rogers. We love Mr. Rogers. It's the people we love the most who can make us feel the gladdest and the maddest. Love and anger are such a puzzle. The reason I reacted the way I did when I first saw that quote is the person who told me I was a fuck up and a failure was a member of my family. And yes, it did regularly piss me the fuck off. So, that is our reading for the day. Yep. I promise you, I slept last night. I actually went to bed earlier than normal, too. Why am I yawning and so tired? Go figure. So, that is our reading for the day. It is Wednesday, so tomorrow is podcast. Holy shit. Wednesday already. Anyway, tomorrow's podcast. Friday is guided meditation. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do for Saturday. I have no idea. I do not know if I currently have a recording of a previous week's class because I do not think I'm going to be able to get a recording made for this week. And as it turns out, I'm not going to be able to do a class before the wedding. So I have a feeling we're not doing yoga this week. And I hate it. Because I feel like I am failing my friends and my followers here. Which means I'm just living up to, what she told me. So, anyway, we will be back on Monday with the daily draw and all of our good stuffs. There is more coming. We are making plans behind the scenes here. You guys will be the first to know once things come to fruition. So, keep a watch here. Keep an eye on the socials. Yeah, there's stuff coming. I'm working. If you are not subscribed to the mailing list, I am going to make a QR code for the mailing list. It will be our QR code tomorrow. So please, 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 I am trying to get the fuck away from Facebook because I am so pissed off at them. So please sign up for the mailing list so that we can keep you updated. Sign up for the Patreon. I don't care if you sign up for the free level, the $1 level, just come hang out with us on Patreon. because I'm going to start being a lot more active there rather than on Facebook. Um, and that's pretty much it. Come hang out with me tomorrow for Daily Draw and the podcast. And I will see you guys later. Spread joy, spread love, spread kindness, and whatever you do. Don't be a dick.